Hello everyone, let's solve another math problem. A newscast contained the statement that the total use of electricity in City A had declined in one billing period by 5%, while household use had declined by 4% and all other uses increased by 25%. Which of the following must be true about the billing period? The statement was in error. The ratio of all other uses to household use was 29/1. The ratio of all other uses to household use was 29/16. And the ratio of all other uses to household use was 29/19, or none of the above. Okay, so it's not necessarily true that the statement is in error, because so the idea here is that the overall use went down by 5%, household use went down by 4%, and all other uses increased by 25%. So the total amount used, in the first place is going to be simply drastically different, different amounts, which is why one can go down by 4, the other increase by 5, and yet the whole thing decreased by 5. Or did I say 5? I meant it increases by 25, all other uses, but decreases by 5 overall. So here's what my approach is going to be here, is simply to declare some variables or introduce some variables that represent the total amount used by households and by other areas, and write down some relations that these variables have to satisfy based on the information that's given. So I suppose there are 4 variables, right? Because, well, no. We can do this with only 2 variables. So H will be, there's 2 billing periods here, right? There's the first billing period and then the second billing period, which we're told how it changes in terms of the first. So H will be the amount used by households in the early or first billing period. I need another letter here. U. So U will be the electricity, which is everything other than households. So the total usage in period 1 is H plus U. And the total usage in period 2 is, so household use declined by 4.4%. So we have, I'll write this as, how should I write this? 96/100H. And all other use increased by 25%. So this is 125/100 of U. Okay, so this here is 4% less than this, and that's what we're told is the household usage in the second period. This is 25% higher than this, and that's what we're told is the change in all other uses. And we're also told that this is equal to 5% less than the original billing period. So what do we have here? I have 96H plus 125U is equal to 95P1, like that. And ultimately what I need to solve for here is H over U, or U over H, whatever. So I have H is equal to Oh. So I guess the statement is an error. Oh my goodness. I mean, I'm assuming that electricity can't, that how, the electricity usage has to be positive. Yeah, I guess when I immediately in my mind eliminated option A, it was because I'm thinking the total change is just going to be a weighted average of the individual changes, but I didn't actually look at the specific numbers. That if you think about it this way, the total use has declined by 5%. If both household and other uses decreased by 4%, then there's no way the whole thing can decline by 5. Those are instantly contradictions. But if one group decreases by 4 and the other increases, then the total decrease has to be, can't possibly be as high as 5. It has to be lower than 4. Anyway, what I ended up doing here is just showing that there's something bizarre going on with the statement. The ratio H to U would be negative, saying that, again, I'm assuming that we can't have the households or the other uses generating electricity. We're strictly talking about usage of electricity here. So the answer is A. If I had thought about this more clearly and actually looked at the numbers, this should have been obvious right away. But I kind of assumed that option A was thrown in a little bit as a trick, and that we're trying to make sure that the two uses, the change in the uses, has a weighted average. A weighted decline of 5%, but that's not possible if both changes are if 5%, a negative 5% change, if it's not in between the 2% changes. Anyway, this is how I suppose I've actually shown that this statement's an error. Don't have too much more to say about this. But if I think of something later, I'll put it down in the description. Thanks for watching.